Hey everyone, it's Monica and welcome back. So I am finally gonna do a Starbucks cup. But first, I just wanted to point out that my Walmart had these drills on clearance. So instead of 20, it was only 8. And then they also had the drill bits to go with them. And they were only $1. And the one that I use is already out of the pack. But I think that was normally like $5. And y'all got you a whole setup. So I just threw this in here, not an advertisement for Walmart or anything. But yeah, don't be afraid to check them clearance racks, okay? All right, so let's get started. And so this is the Starbucks Grande double walled tumbler or vacuum sealed tumbler. I don't really know like the name they call it. They cost $10.95 in the store, and that's why I was hesitant to get one, girl, because y'all know I be messing up, and I wasn't fixing to spend $11 on the cup and not be knowing what I'm doing. So I had to get a few under my belt first, and I still inevitably mess this one up, but we'll talk about that later. So I'm going to be using the key lime jelly rhinestones. You can pick them up on period6glitter.com. I also did use some SS16 ones, and I'll get into that. This is the liquid fusion. Works best with stones, in my opinion. You can pick this up on Amazon. And then rhinestone picker tool, also from period6glitter.com. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm just gonna wipe the lid down with alcohol just to make sure there's like no grease or residue or anything, because like when I got these from Target, these things was covered in dust. I'm like, dang, ain't nobody buying these, or like it's just extra dusty in here. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, so I finally decided to do a Starbucks one. Like I said, I was worried about the price and the fact that I know myself well enough to know that I be out here messing up. And I just didn't want to spend that kind of money on a cup. Like, it's one thing, like, spend $5. Or even, like, when you need epoxy a cup and you spend, like, $8 on a cup, like, because you can strip it. But once you drill that hole in the bottom of this cup, it's like, now it's a cup that's no longer vacuumed, double wall vacuum. Now it's just a cup with 2 walls with a hole in it. So, definitely always, thinking about that. And so, like I said, I still messed this one up. But I'll show you guys how I messed it up and what y'all can do differently instead of being like me. And, I'm always on the learning curve. Leave me alone. So yeah, I decided to, first I started, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll work from the inside out. And I don't know what made me want to do that. But yeah, and so I did use all SS20 around them. You kind of just have to shape and move them and, get them where you want them, making sure you don't overlap the whole space where the straw goes. And so now I'm like, I'm going to start from the outside and work my way in, because I don't know, that seems to make more sense to me. And when I tell y'all, this one line took me 20 minutes. Y'all are seeing this at like 8 times speed. It actually took me 20 minutes in real life to do this. And I say that to say, take your time. I'm always like making sure like the rhinestones are like hanging over the edge and like they're all like perfectly lined up with the edge and stuff like that. Because I'm a weird perfectionist and that's just how I be. You can definitely paint the lid if you want. If you don't want to see the color through the bottom. The good thing about the jelly stones is like they're pretty on the bottom too. They have a color on the bottom too. And so they look good if you see them, through the other side of the lid. I do got a question for y'all. Now that I'm thinking about it. Why do y'all put y'all straws in cups? I be seeing people putting their straws in upside down. Y'all know the little stopper part is supposed to be inside the cup. But for some reason, y'all put it outside the cup. I don't know if that's just because laziness and y'all don't want to flip it. Y'all just want to be able to have the lid already on the cup and just put the straw in it, and you don't want to open up the cup and flip the straw. I don't know. I'm very anal. That's one thing I'm very anal about. I do not like my straw stopper on the outside of my cup. It has to be inside, because I'm clumsy. I'm one of those people who will inevitably, that'll be the day I knock my cup over and the straw will slide out onto the floor and probably slide across the whole room, and now there's stuff leaking out everywhere. But so yeah, question of the day. Do you care if your straw is flipped the wrong way, or am I just a psychopath as normal? Let me know down in the comments. So yeah, so now I'm just doing this. Like I said, I always take my time. And y'all, let me tell y'all something about this glue. Like this glue I be like wiping it on my hand, like when I be moving the stones like that. And like the glue will be stuck to me. I literally have to go get like tweezers. Like the glue is strong. Like even when I wash my hands, the glue doesn't come off. Like I literally have to pry it off of my hands. And so I'll show y'all a little bit of this. I'm just doing the second row, just working my way in, not doing anything special. Again, in theory, you would like to do the window method, but you're also working on a diameter that's getting smaller and smaller as you work your way in. So the best advice I would give is to just get them in there nicely, neatly, and evenly. So just make sure your lines stay straight, pushing right up against that row you've already laid down. It's like doing swirls. Use that first row as a guide and just keep going, and it'll all turn out for the best. And also let me know, like, down in the comments, like, do y'all want to see, like, more of me doing stones, more of me, like, snow globing when it comes to, like, these type of videos? And everyone's different, and y'all, I be asking y'all, and y'all don't be giving me no answer, so I just be like, all right, well, y'all gonna get what I give you then. I love y'all, though. No shade. And so that's what it looks like after I got the 2 lines done. And so really quickly, I want to jump to, so I did 5 rows of lines, and then I had to start thinking about, and I probably could have did one more, about getting closer to the straw hole. And so this is where you're going to need a few of those SS16 stones. And so the goal, of course, being to fill in the gaps the best you can. And I think essentially what I did end up having like a 6 line, because you can see me doing it right now. But creating that uniformity in those first 5 lines, it doesn't distract when you kind of do like a scatter method for these other ones to fill in the lid. And so, you know, when you look at it, it doesn't look like, oh wait, are there a bunch of like different sizes of stones, or are they not placed like in a line like the rest of them? And so I definitely wanted to leave this part in so you guys can know. In case you ever get in this type of situation, like, definitely switch to the scatter method and just make it look nice. And like when you do names and stuff, you end up having to do this and you cannot tell. Like, don't worry, and I'll show you how the lid looks when it's all done. So yeah, definitely that's how I finish off my lids. And like, take your time with this. Like, even like after I got done what I thought was done, I'm like, maybe I want to put 2 stones right here instead of 1. And let me move these around. So just play with it until you get it how you like it. And that's how it looks. And it all looks beautiful. And like I said, those lines on the outside just make everything look like it's uniform, and it kind of tricks your eye. And so now the whole lid just looks like beautiful, finished, and still looks uniform, even though you know, like your 3 inner lines are not necessarily lines. It's kind of stones just randomly placed in there to fill in the space. And one tip with that is always hold it up to the light. Flip the lid over and hold it up to the light, and that's where you will see that you need to fill in space. All right, moment of truth for me, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I got a bigger drill bit. I don't know the size. I think it's, you know, a 1/4 inch-ish, I would assume, about roughly. And so this was a really good drill bit, honestly. It worked beautifully. Like, I didn't even, like, I feel like with the drill, like, I already have, and it's like the household drill, of course, but like, I feel like you have to like put a lot of pressure. But with this one, like, the bit did the cutting for me, which was very scary also. Maybe I probably shouldn't have used a new drill bit with the new drill on an expensive cut, but I did. So we're here. Let's stick with it. So yeah, I like to pulse drill. You can see like the light pulsing, and there I just broke through it. I was kind of scared because it broke through it so fast and so smoothly. I thought I had actually punctured the other layer. So I'm just using my weeding tool to go in just to make sure that wall is still solid. I end up just grazing it, so everything's fine. And so I wanted like a lime theme. I love lime colors as far as like my favorite colors. So I'm going in with Honeydew, and that is the color Limeade. And so I'm going to just do a mixture of both, because the Honeydew is like a really pretty light green, but I wanted it just a tad deeper. And so that Limeade actually can help with the deeper. So y'all see how much glitter I just mixed? I should have stopped there. I didn't, because I'm a glitterholic and I have problems. And so I kept mixing more glitter, because that's just, I was basing it, and I had like analyzed the cup, and I was like, oh, the double wall isn't as thick, or there isn't as much space between the 2 walls as in normal cups, but like that shouldn't be a big of a deal. Like, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Like, I'm about to stuff this thing with glitter. And so that's what I did. And so I used to like try to think of like creative ways to put the glitter in. And honestly, this is just the method that works best for me. Dumping it on top of the hole and tapping the cup till it goes all in. It actually goes pretty quickly. I think all in all, this maybe took me 20 minutes total. So yeah, for me, this just works best. If the hole starts to act a little clogged, I will take my weeding tool and kind of open it up like you see me doing here, pushing some in, but for the most part, pouring it on top, tapping the side of the cup, shaking it is the easiest way for me, and it gets done. And you can see it dropping to the bottom, just like that. But yeah, and like for the people that use the funnel, don't you still got to do like the tap and shake with the funnel? So, but yeah, I guess it just makes it not as messy, I guess. So yeah, what's y'all's preferred? I'm asking y'all a ton of questions. Let me stop. I know we all have lives. It's turned into an interview at this point. But you know, it'd be like that when you're like someone literally sitting at a desk looking at a computer of yourself, talking into a mic with no one else in the house. It just be like that, y'all. That just sounds like COVID in general. So yeah, and so I proceeded to put in like that little medicine cup wasn't even filled up halfway with glitter, and I needed to use half of what I used to keep it a buck with y'all. Way too much glitter, and I will explain all that in a second. So you can see, like, I just be wanting stuff so glittery, like, cause I'm addicted to the way the glitter looks. And so I be wanting a lot of glitter. So I'm just going in and just evening it out, because when it comes time to fill it up with the glycerin and the water, it's just easier instead of having it all in one place. All right. And so, damn, I just jumped right to it. Here we go. I did a 50-50 mix of water and glycerin. So let's start and get into where I went wrong and opinions on what I think should be done instead. And I'll do another one of these again if y'all want me to. I don't mind. So just let me know. But yeah, I use way too much glitter. Though, because like I said, because the walls are not as spaced apart as in like the cheaper cups that you get, there's not a lot of space between the walls. So all that glitter essentially took up pretty much all the space. And what that meant was there was even less space for liquid. So like normally in a double wall cup, you would technically have more liquid than you do glitter. And so, but in this case, because the glitter had taken up so much of the space between the walls that there was barely any space to put liquid, which means barely snow globe in it. And so I thought, and always make sure you keep it like clean and non-oily, and have your paper towels ready so you can like flip it over and shake it. But I thought that maybe if I just used, so I moved away from my 50-50 mixture and I started putting in just straight water, thinking that would help with the snow globe effect because I had so much glitter. No, I just had too much glitter. I should have tried to take the glitter out, but I was too far gone at that point. So yeah, so less glitter. And I definitely would still use probably like a 3-1 or 2-1 ratio in the Starbucks cup if you really want to get a lot of that movement. So yeah, probably more water, less glycerin next time. And yeah, I feel like now I have to do it. Now I have to do another one. It'll be for somebody else though, because I don't need more cups in my house. So that's just how I think you should not be like me and do it differently. So yeah, like even with all that shaking, I was like, this is not moving. But I'm going to go ahead and plug the hole, and that's the Let's Resin UV resin and my Melody Susie Lil Lamb. This is going to go really fast. So I'm just going to let y'all watch because it goes so fast. That's all I do. I start pouring it, I hit the button on the light, and I plug it, and that's it. Normally, y'all see me cover it up with something, but this one, when I tell you when I flipped the cup over, there was so much glitter in there, that thing wasn't even leaking a drop of liquid. I left it turned over for like 30 minutes, and it didn't leak a drop. So I'm like, oh, I can just plug it. So yeah, that worked pretty easily. So I still want a little something on it because I'm like, it looks cute, but like it wanted something. I was going to do like something like tequila lime sunshine or something like that. But I'm like, I drink, but I don't drink like that. So that wouldn't be a true representation to me. And no offense to the drinkers. Again, I don't care what y'all do in y'all free time. I do drink tequila. Don't get me wrong, girl. Put me by a beach and I'm out cold. But I'm just going to throw my name on it. I decided to do sweet tea and sunshine because that's just kind of more in line with who I am, and I do love sweet tea. Very southern of me. You know, I'm a southern lady. And yeah, and I do drink sweet tea every night. So I keep a gallon of Milo's in my fridge because I'm just that girl. So yeah, I'm just going to throw my name on. And I've really been in this mood where I have to stand my cup up to see where my vinyl is going. So that's why, like, my vinyl shots don't be even halfway decent. Like right now, where am I? Because I be having to stand it up and just check. Because I want to look at it like a customer would look at it. So that's what I be doing. So I'm sorry about that. I'll try to get better. It's just a hassle to try to keep moving the camera for something that takes 2 seconds. But here is the final cup, you guys. And so I'll show you like in just a second what I mean where I say like the glitter doesn't move. It's kind of just stuck like that. That's just how it looks now. I still love it. I still think it's beautiful looking. It looks really cool. It just doesn't snow globe like it needs to. So I guess we'll categorize this under struggle tutorials. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. I do appreciate y'all. And you can see when I shake it, my glitter don't really move. The only time it moves is when I turn it completely upside down like this. But again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Perry6Designs. You can follow us on TikTok at Perry6Glitter. And you can check out our glitter and rhinestones at Perry6Glitter.com. And I will see you guys in the next one.